Hi guys, Bailey here. I felt the need to make this video because it's about horse slaughter. It just makes me mad because I am for horse slaughter. I am all for horse slaughter. But there's some people out there who are just so closed-minded and so ignorant about the whole subject that they don't understand the full impact of horse slaughter in this country. It wasn't a bad thing in this country. I mean, it's a necessary evil. I mean, yes, it's sad that animals have to die, but it's sad when anything in life has to die, but it's just a fact of life. But when you're so ignorant and you just see that animals die in horse slaughter, which is the obvious, but you don't see what's happening to the horses after the fact that slaughter's been shut down. It's not all unicorns and butterflies and fuzzy and warm feeling. It's seeing rangeland full of starving animals that are suffering. People say that, oh no, the poor slaughter horses suffer and suffer and suffer. It's like, no, you haven't seen suffering until you come across animals that are nothing but skin on their bones. They're far from fat, they're crippled, they're suffering beyond no belief. All because somebody thought horse slaughter was cruel. It's not. That is fluffy butterflies and soft and cozy area compared to horses left alone, abandoned, forgotten, out on alongside the road when no one cares about them anymore. That is sad. That is cruel. That is suffering. If you think that horse slaughter itself is just cruel and mean, you need to step in my land. You need to go step on a couple of the reservations around here and you'll see sad. You'll see horses abandoned, hundreds of horses abandoned on the Yakima Reservation. That is sad when you drive through there in the cold winter months and those poor things are just huddled around each other trying to stay warm. Because it's flat. There's no shelter really. It's just prairie land sort of, just miles of grass land that there's no trees. It's sad because there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing. People just use it for a dumping ground. And that's around here too. You see starving, neglected animals. And animal control in itself a lot of times is a joke. Because they don't do anything. Nothing. There's been cases, our neighbors up that lived across the road from us, that was sad. I mean, they had horses up there, they were abused and neglected and skinny and starved. We didn't do anything about it. I wasn't going to go over there and get shot. We called animal control, we called the tribal police. They didn't do anything. No, nothing. As long as they have a little bit of water and a little bit of food, oh, they're fine. It's not abuse. But no, what's sad is when those horses are left up there, when those people decide that they're going to move, and we went up there and it was sad. There was a stud that they left there in a makeshift pen who had starved to death. It was disgusting. But like I said, you can't do anything about it because I'm not going to go and rescue all those animals and bring them and their God knows only what diseases down to my place. When I have my own horses to care about, I have my own horses to feed, I'm not going to shovel money into rescues. Because, like I said, I'm not going to waste my money when I'm then in the bad position where I can't even care for my horses because I was a soft-hearted fool that wanted to rescue all the pretty ponies. It's sad. But if horse slaughter was open in the United States, there would be so much. The amount of suffering horses would go down dramatically. I've seen it firsthand of what slaughter has done to this country in such a small, remote area. I could just imagine other places. The suffering doesn't go away when you take away slaughter. The suffering just magnifies. It just grows because people can't afford to keep their horses. So what do? Oh no, they're just going to go dump them in somebody's rangeland and expect them to survive. But really, 3 months later when it's 4 feet of snow and their skin and bones, they're going to starve to death. They have no access to food when the food's gone. The water's froze if they have access to a pond or a little lake or a creek. So really, how is that not suffering? How is horse slaughter so bad that when it's gone, more animals are suffering? It's just sad, and I wish more people that are anti-horse slaughter would open up their eyes to the reality of the problem. It's not horse slaughter that's the problem. It's the endless amount of people who are breeding and breeding and breeding and then throwing them all away. But now, they have nowhere to throw them away too. So they're just going to throw them in somebody's pasture and expect somebody else to take care of them. So if you're anti-horse slaughter, please look at the big picture here. Look at the amount of horses who are suffering even more now that horse slaughter is closed down. It's sad if you think that the suffering all ends when horse slaughters have gone. Because it hasn't. It's worse now. So I just hope that some people someday will be able to see firsthand what is going on out there. Because it's not all soft and fuzzy. There's so much more suffering out there now. So please, I just want you guys to see that horse slaughter is a necessary evil. It is. Because I have seen so many more suffering animals now in this small area I'm in, which is very sad. So sorry I'm ranting, but it's just something that makes me mad when people are so ignorant and they don't want to see the picture. They don't want to open their eyes and see just what suffering really is. Which horse slaughter, they are not suffering compared to the suffering horses I see that are starving to death, injured, crippled, that are suffering for months on end compared to 2 whole minutes of suffering.